WrestleMania is no longer as special as it once was. In this modernized TKO era of the WWE, it is clear that WrestleMania is no longer the showcase of the Immortals. It is no longer the grandest stage of them all. It is no longer the greatest spectacle in sports entertainment. WrestleMania is not the ultimate mega show for wrestling fans anymore. WrestleMania is just a marketing machine, mainly directed at the casual fans. And no, this is not a video of me hating on casual wrestling fans. More so talking about how WrestleMania is now catered specifically and only to that subset of fans, and that the appeal for actual wrestling fans that watch 52 weeks a year is literally not there anymore. I'm saying this based off the announcement that we just got that WrestleMania in 2027, WrestleMania 43, is headed to Saudi Arabia. It's not necessarily just the location, but it adds on top to other things that we already know about WrestleMania, and also sets a precedent that WrestleMania is not for the hardcore wrestling fan anymore. What used to be the show where if you watched every single day of the year, every time Raw was on, every time SmackDown was on, every single PLE, that you would get this epic finale, this epic conclusion, you would be rewarded. It was the ultimate payoff. It was designed in a specific way where casual fans could still, tune in to Cody and Roman and watch Cena come out and lose their mind. But if you was watching that whole year, it would feel even sweeter to you than it would be to someone who wasn't really watching and kind of just learned what was going on through the video packages. WrestleMania is simply just a name. It's a name that they can sell to advertisers, that they can sell to cities. The show of shows is now the cash cow of cash cows. Honestly, WrestleMania 41 already kicked this off. WrestleMania 40 was truly the last true WrestleMania. Mania 41 was fully TKO-ified, so we can use that as an example. Jey Uso, who was floating around the mid-card scene in 2024, had like a couple World Heavyweight Championship matches with Damian Priest and Gunther, which he lost. He was in that comfortable upper mid-card role where he was super over with the fans, wasn't necessarily taking big spots from people. He was just a fun addition that the crowd could engage with. Well, somebody in that creative team decided, Michael Hayes, we need to put the fucking World Heavyweight Championship on him. What? That's like saying you're gonna put the World Heavyweight Championship on Zack Ryder. Like, no, we was good with him being US champion. He didn't need to become WWE champion. Same thing with Jey. Jey doesn't need to be World Heavyweight champion. He was fine being Intercontinental champion. Jey just doesn't have the storytelling ability, the in-ring talent to be up there with the top people like Cody Rhodes and John Cena and Gunther and Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Like, Jey is seen as an equal to Roman now, and that's like, whoa, pipe down. They had Jey Uso win the Royal Rumble by eliminating John Cena. John Anthony Felix Cena Jr. in his last ever Royal Rumble was eliminated by Jonathan Uso. Wow. But alright, if they're gonna build something big for him, he's gonna be this big new face of Raw. I don't have to like it, but it is what it is. They're here to make money. But when I say they're here to make money, they truly was just there to make money. There was no plans for Jey Uso after he won the title. He would miss Backlash. He would not defend his title at Money in the Bank. Jey Uso did not have a single title defense on a PLE in his entire title reign. We spent these 10 weeks after the Royal Rumble building up this feud with Gunther for WrestleMania, a guy who only lost 3 matches in his multi-year career, just to tap out to Jey Uso at WrestleMania for Jey to only have 1 title defense in his reign. Well, successful. He had that match with Seth on Raw, which ended in a DQ, and then he faced Logan Paul, the YouTuber, the influencer. Yeah, he's good in the ring at wrestling. I think he's highly overrated, but that's another video for another day. He faced him at Saturday night's main event, and then dropped it to Gunther back on Raw. The ultimate plan was always for Gunther to face Punk. That was the plan before WrestleMania even happened. Originally, it was gonna be Gunther versus Punk at WrestleMania. So this long-term plan was always going to be, ever since Gunther won the title at SummerSlam 2024, the ultimate payoff was always going to be CM Punk defeating Gunther. And at WrestleMania, we had Jey Uso beat him. So that right there shows us that Jey Uso's entire rise to the top, his entire subsequent title reign, was one massive filler arc. We can look at the next thing, John Cena winning his 17th world title, where The Rock wasn't even present and he got help from Travis Scott for the actual payoff to be Cody getting the win over Cena and Cena passing the torch. Again, did not happen at WrestleMania. That happened at SummerSlam. You have the Rhea and the Io and the Bianca storyline, which literally they ran the same segment every week where Io was like being ignored and they shoved her out of the way and Rhea and Bianca were beefing. It was truly a Rhea and Bianca Belair storyline. Io was just inserted into it randomly. Not saying she doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying based off the storyline, she probably shouldn't have been there. And Io retains at Mania just to drop it at Evolution in what actually felt like the biggest women's world title match of the year with Rhea Ripley. The true 5-star match that we should have gotten at WrestleMania, where they went into the crowd, they had that big moonsault off of like the platform, and then Tiffany and Charlotte, I mean, I'm not even gonna get into that. Tiffany and Charlotte was not anything special at all. The truly big women's storyline of the year was Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. I mean, even then, bro, they booked that title horrendously this year, so that doesn't even really count. The conclusion we're coming to here now is that if we look back at all of the biggest things that have happened in pro wrestling in 2025, none of it happened at WrestleMania. None of it. None of it. Even stuff like Jacob Fatu winning the US title. He dropped it to Solo like a month later. Dom winning the IC title. He barely defends it and is mainly wrestling in AAA. Dog, why is the women's IC title the most important title in the company right now? The big Becky Lynch, AJ Lee storyline is going for the women's IC title in September? TKO has completely changed the entire wrestling calendar. I'm not looking forward to WrestleMania next year. I'm more looking forward to SummerSlam 2026. Because what can we predict that's on the horizon? Cody and Punk? I mean, that's going to be kind of cool. But other than that, it's like, oh, Sami Zayn's going to be going after the championship. So they want to create another big superhero for the kids, like Jey Uso 2.0. And they also want to get that big Saudi Arabia pop. They're dragging out some storylines way too long. Like, bro, like Punk and Seth, bro, they're still fighting? I lost my train of thought. Let me get back on track. WrestleMania isn't about giving the biggest moments to the fan favorites or the most deserving wrestlers. People like LA Knight are only now starting to get their main event pushes. We could have had LA Knight win the Royal Rumble and go to WrestleMania. He had the biggest backing behind him from the fans, but LA Knight isn't as profitable. While LA Knight is still very over in his own right and can still sell a lot of merchandise, them money bags were in that Yeet entrance of Jey Uso with the arms up and down, the Yeet merchandise, the Yeet sunglasses. We had entrances at WrestleMania like this Clash of Clans entrance from the Viking Raiders or the War Raiders or the Viking Experience, whatever the fuck they're called nowadays. Every match basically had its own sponsorship. Logan Paul had one of the longest run times for a match out of all the matches at WrestleMania. He has his damn beverage company ringside every single show. They had like 10 different events in Vegas that weekend, bro. So we have SmackDown on Friday, then we have the Hall of Fame after that, which Hall of Fame used to be after SmackDown in the same arena, but now we're going to be putting it in this hotel, so it's another ticket. Then you got to get a ticket to stay and deliver, a ticket to WrestleMania on Saturday, a ticket to WrestleMania on Sunday, a ticket to Raw, a ticket to the NXT after. How many damn shows of wrestling do you expect people to go to? That right there, not even including meet and greets. 2 events on Friday, 2 events on Saturday, an event on Sunday, an event on Monday, an event on Tuesday. That's 7 different shows in 4 days. And all of these saw record ticket prices. One of the most expensive episodes of Raw ever. One of the most expensive episodes of SmackDown ever. One of the most expensive WrestleManias ever. In WrestleMania's case, it was the most expensive until, the next year, because it gets even higher. On top of that, if you're there for the weekend, you want to meet and greet with some of the wrestlers, you want to get some merchandise, maybe like, heaven forbid, you want to buy a championship belt so you have some like cool memorabilia from your vacation. Damn credit card companies calling you up asking if someone hacked your account and that there's a fraud charge just for when you get into your seat. You're watching your favorite wrestlers wrestle, and the graphics the entire time are promoting damn Colgate toothpaste. Oh, TurboTax, Fortnite Season 2. It's just crazy. They've turned WrestleMania into the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is just this gathering of all these like millionaires. Like, you don't really see many passionate Eagles or Chiefs fans there. There's still some, like the rich ones get to go, but most people in there, they're just like business connections. They're celebrities that want to be on TV and social media. Oh, look, I'm at the Super Bowl. That's what WrestleMania is becoming. What's the true game every year in the NFL season that truly feels like, man, this is a huge moment for the fans? The conference championships, which is kind of what SummerSlam is. The conclusion I've kind of come to here is SummerSlam is the new WrestleMania, but it's not a direct replacement because we're still getting some of our bigger cards of the year, like the Raw on Netflix premiere and WrestlePalooza at like the most random times of the year. January 6th and September 20th, those are kind of the most hyped match cards of the year, because at those times of the year, I mean, how else are they gonna get people in the door? They gotta actually cater to the wrestling fans. But once April comes around, their sale is guaranteed, so their only purpose at that point is how much more revenue can we generate. WrestlePalooza, yeah, they gotta sell you on the ticket. At WrestleMania, they gotta sell you on the package. You're already buying a ticket. Damn Yeet shirts and the Jey Uso meet and greet and the damn Hall of Fame, and them selling WrestleMania off to Saudi Arabia truly cements this change in direction. The Saudi shows have always been about the mighty dollar, and WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia isn't going to be any different. And last thing I want to say here is, I know a lot more wrestling Saudi Arabia fans are online nowadays. This is not a directed video of hate towards you, hate towards your country, but I hope you can understand why wrestling fans do not like the shows going to Saudi Arabia, like these big ones. It's as simple as a difference in beliefs. Me personally, I think women should be able to wear whatever they want. I know, not so taboo. Saudi Arabia isn't getting a true WrestleMania. They're getting the name WrestleMania. Beyond that, it's just a glorified crown jewel. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button. Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Crazy to me that WrestlePalooza feels like a bigger show than WrestleMania. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I wish I could have it my way. I don't really know who's to blame, but you said you were giving me space, then forever went away. Hey, at night in the garden I roam. Since the day you left, no flowers grow. My skin's gone purple from the cold, and I hate you, but I think I miss you more.